What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Post-fight, Jarrett Hurd versus Oscar Molina. It was the replacement fight for Abner Mares versus Jesus Cuellar. Abner Mares could not pass his medical in the state of New York, so it looks like that got pushed back and most likely rescheduled. So that's the prequel to Thurman and Porter. I'm going to try to hurry up so I can catch the main event. I want to give some post-fight thoughts. Congratulations on a 10th round TKO win for Jarrett Hurd. I thought he looked really good in this fight. Oscar Molina showed a ton of cojones. He had balls and heart. And let me start off with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, the bad and the ugly is the stoppage. I give it to you guys real. I don't think the stoppage was weird. I even tweeted, I was like, that was a really weird stoppage. So I'm going to break down the stoppage. The 10th round, Jarrett Hurd was clearly in control of the fight in terms of the ebb and flow. You could say, oh, it's boxing, but based on the scorecards and how I had it, Jarrett Hurd was clearly comfortably ahead. He had been hurting Molina. He knocked him down the first round, and Molina needed a knockout to win. The ebb and flow of that particular round was Molina started getting touched up, and it looked like the battle of attrition was being won by Jarrett Hurd. He was in the center of the ring, the ropes. He was backing up Molina. So it didn't look good for Molina. It looked like he started getting hurt in the 10th and final round. He was game the whole fight. So me personally, I wouldn't, if I was the referee, I would have stopped it at that given moment, just because he was so valiant and let the guy go out with dignity instead of taking a 10-round loss via TKO. Like, it would have probably been a unanimous decision loss, you know what I'm saying? So just to have that on your record, and because he had showed so much heart and it was only about a minute left. But do I think Oscar Molina was going to mount this miraculous comeback and win? Absolutely not. So I can't take anything away from Hurd. He was the one who was the aggressor. He was getting very creative with his punching, and that was the good. It reminds me, I'm not sure if he's from the Midwest, but to me, he had a little bit of an Adrian Broner, a busier, more volume Adrian Broner. He was touch, and then he would rip with the hard shot. His uppercut looked nasty, and I don't know who his trainer is. I've seen his fight with Frank Galarza. He pulled the upset in that fight, but I'm really checking for him. The 154-pound division is a monster. Again, you can say, oh, it's just Oscar Molina. He showed heart, but I like what he was doing in there. Very creative. That uppercut, he might have one of the best uppercuts in the game. It was just filthy. The uppercut that he landed, he shot it straight up the middle, bow. And you could tell when the uppercut lands so perfectly because your head has no choice but to look at the ceiling. If you guys want to see it, it's on my Instagram. Make sure you follow me at BOXINGEGO. So I do think the rightful person won. There's going to be a lot of conspiracy theorists. Again, I don't think the stoppage was good. You can go verify my tweets. I posted that. It was a weird stoppage. But fact of the matter is Molina was getting chopped up and he only had a minute. So you could say, oh, it's boxing. What if? But it didn't look like the tide was favoring him at all. And I don't really remember a point in time where Hurd was drastically hurt or even hurt in general by Molina. So it looked like it was inevitable that he was going to lose. And for the conspiracy theorists, that's one of the things in boxing. You don't take a beating for 8, 9, 10, 11 rounds and not do much of it, and then do the Jesse Vargas, Tim Bradley situation. Yes, it was a freak accident. Pat Russell, the referee, made a mistake, prematurely stopped it with 8 seconds, and now you're, oh, I was about to knock Bradley out in the 8th second, but you should have did that earlier. And that's what I stress to any fighter, young fighter or whatnot. Don't leave it to the imagination and to chance and stuff. You have to adapt on the spot so it's competitive. And then if something like that, a premature stoppage were to happen, then you have a case for being mad, you know what I'm saying? But you don't just start getting chopped up for 8, 9, 10 rounds and then you're about to get stopped, it looks like, and then it's a premature freak accident and everyone's going crazy. An example of a premature stoppage that could have changed the outcome of a fight, for me, easily George Groves versus Carl Froch. Now, that was a horrible stoppage to me because George Groves had knocked down Carl Froch, right? Badly. It looked like Froch was definitely hurt. Froch is known for having a granite chin, and I thought George Groves was looking good and clearly winning that fight. And as soon as he was in danger, the favorite, Carl Froch, got the benefit of the doubt. The ref had Groves in a headlock and then waved the fight off while his back was turned. That was stupid. That made no sense to me because you had a fight where the person who you held the decision against he was in trouble at that point. He was hurt. But why didn't you wave it off when Carl Froch got knocked down to the ground? You know what I mean? As soon as George Groves got in trouble, you waved it off. But, I mean, it is what it is, and George Groves got knocked out again by Carl Froch, so maybe that was the outcome. But I don't like when the ref inserts themselves so much to the point where it looks like the outcome is influenced. And that Carl Froch first fight with George Groves, that's what happened to me. But not really with this. It was a premature stoppage, but it didn't look like Molina. He would have to land a home run punch and be on his John Molina Jr., Mickey Bay situation, and it didn't look like that was happening. So, good fight for Jarrett Hurd. 154 is shaping up, man. You got Canelo, who's fighting Liam Smith, and I'm not saying a guy like Hurd would be ready for Canelo. Canelo's a good fighter. Let's not get it twisted. He's a good fighter, and he has a good resume for his age. You know what I mean? He's fought Mayweather, but a lot of those things came with the appeal and the stardom and the rock star status of Canelo. He got deals with, fights with Mayweather because it made sense. It made big business because he's a huge star. You know what I mean? Not that he was the most deserving or whatever the situation. He's a good fighter, though. So I'm interested at 154. That's just another player, Jarrett Hurd. He has the Galarza fight, this fight, and he's looking good. So it's a good substitute for the Abnormales-Cuellar fight. I enjoyed it. Now on to the main event. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.